In the last video, you learned about the 5 Spark text controls. In this video, you will continue to learn about properties available in the controls. You will also learn more about the text layout framework, including the flow elements that can be used to format the text. Here's the Employee Portal application. In the last video, you learned how to add the Employee Portal text headers, implement some Spark primitive text controls, and add a scroll bar to the monthly events panel display. In this video, I will continue to improve the display for the Cafeteria Special and monthly events custom components. I will format the calorie content text using the text layout editor and create vertical text. I will also separate the content in the monthly events panel into headers and paragraphs. The Flash Text Engine is a new set of classes in Flash Player 10 that supports low-level text functionality such as rendering individual lines of text. The Text Layout Framework, or TLF, is a set of classes built on top of the Flash Text Engine. These classes are provided by the Flex Framework in a SWIC file that is automatically referenced in your application. The TLF provides high-level text formatting functionality, including multiple lines and paragraphs, as well as scrolling selection and editing. It also includes some HTML-like flow elements for formatting your text controls. Here is a list of the TLF flow elements. In this video, I will show you how to use the paragraph and span flow elements. In the main application file, I'm control-clicking on the monthly events custom component to locate the rich editable text control that displays the monthly events content in the scrollable text of the last panel container. Between the rich editable text tag and the content, I'm adding an opening and closing paragraph flow tag. I'm adding the font weight property to the opening tag with the value of bold. Between the tags, I'm typing the text company picnic. Now I'm surrounding each line of text with a paragraph tag set. I'm copying the paragraph tag that contains the company picnic text and pasting it before the second paragraph. I'm changing the text to Family Day at the Ballpark. I'm saving the file and running the application. Notice that there is a lack of vertical space between the paragraph title text and the content area. Back in the monthly events MXML file, to the rich editable text tag, I'm assigning the paragraph space before property with a value of 10. This property will add the defined amount of pixels, 10, before the paragraph tag. I'm saving the file and running the application again. You can see the added spacing between the paragraph, title, and content. Notice the padding around the scroll bars. Back in the monthly events component file, I'm copying the padding properties from the vertical layout instance and pasting them into the rich editable text field. I'm removing all of the padding values except padding bottom from the vertical layout instance. When I save the file and run the application, you can see that the scroll bar is now flush with the right of the monthly events panel, and the content still has nice padding around it. From the main application file, I'm opening the Cafeteria MXML component file by control-clicking on it. I'm copying the text between the span tags in the rich text control. In my browser, I'm navigating to this URL and then pasting the text in this text layout editor window. After I select the text, I'm using the character menu and changing the font to Arial, and the typesetting to italic. Next, I'm clicking on this markup button at the bottom. Notice that the tags in the markup window are very similar to flow tags you've already seen, but you will need to change them to use the Spark namespace instead of this flow namespace. From this code preview window, I'm selecting and copying all the content between the text flow tags, and then returning to the cafeteria MXML file and deleting everything between the rich text tags. Now I'm pasting my new code. When I save the file, I get an error because of the incorrect namespace. I'm selecting Edit, Find Replace to find all the instances of the flow namespace and replacing them with an S for the Spark namespace. I'm hitting Replace All and then Close. Notice that all the instances of the flow tag have been replaced with the S namespace. I'm saving the file and running the application. You can see that the calorie content text has now been formatted. Lastly, I want to make this calorie information header appear as vertical text on the left. In the cafeteria component file, I'm surrounding the label control with the calorie information text and the rich text control with an H-group container. I'm highlighting them and using the tab to indent them. To the H-group container, I'm assigning the width property set to a value of 100%. This will take up the entire available width of the panel area. To the label control, I'm adding a rotation property with the value of 270. The H-group container will force this new label control to sit vertically to the left of the content in the rich text control. When I save the file and run the application, you can see that the text is vertical, but the information in the panel is not centered, and some of it escapes the panel content area. This is because of the padding properties that were previously assigned to the vertical layout class within this component file. I'm changing the padding left and padding right properties to have a value of 5 and assigning the horizontal align property with the value of center. When I save the file and run it again, you can see that all the elements are centered within the panel. For your next step, work through the exercise titled Using Text Controls.